Life gives us three things: time, money, and energy, but almost never all of them at the same time. And this graph explains why most people realize this very late. First, let's look at the money versus age graph. And it generally looks like this. Maybe when you start out in your career at age 20, probably somewhere here where you have little money. As you go into your 30s and 40s, you've made a decent amount of money. And probably you make more money by the time you reach your 50s and your 60s. The graph of energy versus age looks exactly the opposite. You have a lot of energy when you're in your 20s, but as you get to your 30s and 40s, your energy decreases. Maybe it's somewhere in the medium range. And as you get to your 50s and 60s, your energy decreases further. The interesting graph is the one of time versus age. So initially, the graph looks like this, and you have less and less time as you go from your 20s to your 40s. So you have a lot of time in your 20s to explore different things. And then as you go towards your 40s, you probably have very little free time. The interesting thing is, you start to have more time as you go into your 60s. And a graph of time versus age takes a turn like this. If you put all these three graphs together, this is how it looks. How the three things that we all want, money, time, and energy, stack together as you age. In your 20s, you have a lot of time and energy, but don't probably have enough money. As you get to your 30s and late 30s and 40s, probably have a decent amount of money and still have a decent amount of energy. You don't have too much time. And then as you go into your 50s and 60s and beyond, you probably have a lot of time and money, do not have the energy. And there are the three things that we all want in life: time, money, and energy. And you have one or two of them at various points in your life. But what you don't have is all three of them. So what do? The problem is not that you cannot have all three of them together. The problem is that it doesn't naturally happen. What you need to do is align them intentionally to be in this place where you have decent amount of all three, of time, money, and energy. So build money when the energy is high. But importantly, remember to buy back your time when you have enough money. The more important thing is this: financial freedom is when money buys back time while energy still exists. Somewhere around this point, when you still have energy, already made a decent amount of money, instead of trying to make more money and lose your energy, you should try to buy back your time at that point. And if you want to understand how I retired at 39, watch this video.